Dun 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 dun. No, hold on. That's the Imperial March. I'm trying to do the funeral dirge song. We've got some news here regarding She-Hulk. It is not getting a season 2. It says here, She-Hulk season 2 gets disappointing update from Tatiana Maslany. I never went to bother to figure out how to pronounce her name. I don't really care for her, but I thought She-Hulk was actually pretty good. And I'm almost entirely alone in that sentiment among creators, especially in the space where it is so popular to feminism bad. I miss the action movies. That okay, there's a lot of valid points, but a show like She-Hulk is really the Ally McBeal of today. We haven't had a show like Ally McBeal that can slide into that kind of spot and occupy that space in a long time. And it is something that needs to happen. As we have seen when we don't have women going to the theaters to watch their chick flick gets put in your comic book movie. So we actually have a comic book movie chick flick done as a streaming series for women. And in no way does it infringe on the male viewing habits. If you weren't going to be into Ally McBeal, you probably wouldn't have made a YouTube channel devoted to how much you thought it was bad feminism stuff, because you also had other avenues of entertainment. You still have that. We have to kind of section some of these things off and make them bespoke so that we don't make a show for everybody. So this was a very specialized show. I thought the effects were actually pretty good. And She-Hulk would smash, yes. Not getting a season 2. She was on a Twitch stream. I think it was like last night or the night before. Everybody should have been watching my Resident Evil 3 stream. And she spilled the beans, saying, and do we have it here? Yeah, it's something called Codenames Live. Sounds lame as shit. Remarking with a dash of humor, we blew the budget in season 1. Supposedly, these shows, man, like $220 million budget. Mom made a crunchy cookie. $220 million budget. That's almost on the low end now for a streaming series. This stuff is insane. It is not built to make money. It doesn't go to the theaters and draw box office revenue. Hell, they don't even package it so you can buy physical copies. In some cases, this stuff gets Disney vaulted. That's not to say that She-Hulk is going to get that treatment. Mighty Duck Game Changers did. I thought that actually was kind of cute. But that hot garbage Willow, good God. That is being abandoned. And you can't even watch it. Disney was like, no thanks. Yeah. They bill this stuff as a limited series so that you... Oh, well, of course there's no season 2. It's a limited season. But some of the stuff is a limited series. It gets season 2. Loki gets a season 2. I think that this is a shame because the lesson Disney got from this is going to be the wrong lesson. They're going to say, well, we have to make more mitigated catch-all stuff that is predictable and not funny. And I'll tell you what. Not only was She-Hulk actually funny, in a day and age in which things are not funny, it was misrepresented by asshats like Critical Drinker and all of his cohorts in their echo chamber, brings in a ton of guys to sit around. They do the talking heads stream. What do they call it? After the bar closes or some shit. Open bar, bar's not open, closing time once you bring me home. They just agree. It's just a bunch of dickheads who agree on everything, or they wouldn't be there. You have to agree with Drinker, or you don't get a platform. You don't agree with Drinker. Look at some of these guys. This guy, Despero, absolute nobody, talks in the posh, what is he, English accent, that always makes the idiots on YouTube, the viewers, think that you're smart because you're in a foreign voice. So he gets brought on. Big numbers after that. Not particularly talented, doesn't say anything unique, just, waits for the dust to settle, chimes in with the talking points that everybody gets, almost like it's propaganda in its own right. She-Hulk was not stronger than the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. If you actually watch the show, you would see he launches the rock way further, and she's like, oh, yeah, you got to show off, don't you? All right, you proved your point. Something like that. But no, they added around. Look, right away, she's stronger than him. She's as good as him. Okay, so she's more flexible. I didn't see Mark Ruffalo doing flexibility shit, but I can kind of understand a girl being more. How many girls do the splits compared to guys not named Jean-Claude Van Damme? But this you want to take a crap on? Because you guys said that this feminism bad and you didn't understand that this was a show for girls and people with a sense of humor, a show that, it might have even gotten some stones for taking a dig at the MCU. The series finale actually points out a lot of issues with the MCU, has fun with it, is hilarious. And I thought, wow, this is probably the best streaming episode I have ever seen of anything that's a streaming show. I mean, just going through my head, I was like, man, this is goated shit right here. This is amazing. No, we can't have that. Instead, we're going to have super predictable bullshit going forward. And that's just the lane you're going to let Disney carve for all this stuff. It's kind of why you don't need to be a fan. Be a fan of something that exists in the past, something like, hey, I'm a fan of the Terminator and Terminator 2. Doesn't mean I'm into and going to gobble up everything Terminator. Terminator 1 and 2 don't disappoint you. You always know what you're going to get, and it's great. You leave the door open to be disappointed with the, people getting their grubby fingers on another creator's work. You end up with where we are with this comic book stuff and Lucasfilm. All these things, all these properties people had no say in creating, but now they get to make it modern, right? Well, here was a show that was doing something a bit different, and you punished it. So, way to go.